Hey there, haven't done a video for you in a while, so this is my short and simple how to do a hand knit infinity scarf. Let's get started. Okay, so what you do first is get your yarn, obviously, and since this is kind of thin, I've doubled it up, and you're going to make a slip knot with a tail about, well, depending on how much yarn you have, your tail can't really be too long. The video I watched said about 8 feet. Mine's going to be probably about 5 because I don't have a whole lot of yarn. So make a slip knot and put that on either your left or right arm, whichever you prefer to start with, and tighten it up, but not really tight. Just, all right. Your slip knot on your arm, kind of loose but not real loose. You're going to take the tail part and loop that around the thumb of your other hand, and then the other part, the part that's connected to the ball of yarn, around the finger of that other hand. So you're kind of like this. You're going to take the hand with the slip knot, go through here, the thumb one, over the looped finger one, and back through the thumb one over to your other arm, like so. Then you're going to repeat the tail part around the thumb, the main part around your index finger or your middle finger, then you go through the thumb loop, over the index finger loop, back through the thumb loop, and then pull it off. And do that again until you have about 15 of these on this arm. So it really doesn't matter how you do the under and over, as long as you go under the thumb, which is part of the tail, over the finger part, which is part of the main part, and back through the thumb. And then you just pull it tight. Do it again. Grab up the tail part with your thumb, the main ball part with your middle finger, go under the thumb, over the finger, and back through. Okay, once you've got as many cast on as you want, and you've got a little bit of tail left, or a lot of tail, just so you have enough to tie off at the very end, then you start your actual knitting so you can see something. If these are not quite all the same tightness, it's okay, because it's a loose but funnily woven infinity scarf. Okay, so now you take the long piece that's attached to your ball of yarn and hold it in the same hand with all of the cast on parts, and you take the first, and remember mine's doubled up, so it's going to be 2. If yours isn't, it's just the 1. Take it off, pull it through there, and put that on the other hand. Pull it tight, but not too tight, but somewhat tight. Put it back in this hand, over, loop, pull it tight, over, put the loop onto the other hand, and keep going. Okay, now we have our first row of loops, and like I said, they don't all have to be exact, because that's kind of the fun thing of this type of scarf. We're going to do the exact opposite, or however you want to say it. We're going to hold the yarn from the ball in the hand that has all the cast on parts, pull the first one over, forming a loop that goes onto that hand, tighten it up a little bit, back into the stitch hand, over, over, pull it a little bit tight, put it back in the hand with the stitches, over, over, pull it tight, and keep going. We'll be back. How we're growing? Okay, I'm pretty sure I've got it for your casting off. What you're going to do is do just like you were knitting all along, only you're only going to do 2 stitches at a time. And you do the 2, and then you take the back one and up over the fingers and just let it go. Then you go back over here, whichever arm has all the other stitches, and cast on another one. So now you end up with 2 on this side, and the back one goes up and over, and you just let it drop. And you keep going until you've gotten all of them cast off, is what it's called. And then we'll show you how to put it together to make it an infinity. Be right back. Our infinity scarf, all in one line. We haven't hooked it together yet, but we're going to sew that together, and I'll show you how it looks when we're done.
Isn't this fun?
So I just tied my two in my tail and the end of my yarn because I'm done. But you know, you'd cut it off if you had more yarn on your ball. And tied them together and then just kind of wove through the two ends, weaving back and forth to get them together. I've got a little more closing up of the gaps to do, but it's all in an infinity loop right now. And this is how pretty it looks. Awesome. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, you're good to go. See you next time, and Merry Christmas.